Hello everybody and welcome back to 539. So today we are returning to Bowers Cemetery here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I did notice that online it's incorrectly listed in a few places as Browers with a B-R-O. It is spelled B-O-W-E-R-S, Bowers Cemetery, and all the signs here, so it definitely is incorrectly listed online if anybody's tried to look it up at all. But yeah, we're going to check out the rest. I actually might do yet another part. There turns out to be more than a few actually famous people buried here. Very historic famous people. And so I thought it was kind of cool, actually, a few different entertainers, actually. So I thought it'd be really neat to do an entire episode going over the history of these people. And so I might be doing that. If we find a few of them, I'm not sure if we've gone past their memorials yet or not, so if we find them here today we might discuss a few of them. Otherwise, like I said, I'll just make an entire episode out of the historical celebrities here at the Bowers Cemetery. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get out and finish our exploration up to the other side here, the other road. So let's see what we can find. So a few places we've actually already filmed. I'm not positive which they are. However, there was one place that I was hoping to find again so that I could show the historical information on it, because it only said 70 years. That was the only piece of the stone that was left. And I was able to actually locate the information, and so I figured I'd share that all with you. And yeah, looks like we might have had some wind damage, not very much. And see, we're at the site again here of the Bowers Chapel, and again I had already filmed a good chunk of this part already when I was here last time, even though we ended at a different spot. So I'm going to try and carefully choose where we go today, because I don't want to film a bunch of things twice. So we'll have to go and look for that later here. And then for right now, we'll just kind of check out the rest of this place. So I think what we might do here is actually, instead of working our way forward, I think there's a squirrel up there. Something just, again, this wouldn't be the first time on the channel, but something just threw a bunch of nuts down. Oh, yep, there he is. Let's see if I can catch it on camera. And he has the nuts in his mouth right now. Or, I guess it's not necessarily a he, but the squirrel. So, interesting. And so let's walk forward here, and I'm going to actually start at the very front. So I'm not really sure exactly historically what this place would have looked like, or how long this intersection was around, or what it would have looked like back then. And you can see here coming up is the intersection. And there are actually a significant amount of memorials now that are facing the other direction. So let's go up all the way to the front here, because I can see already that they're actually, for being such a public place, you can see it's actually a really busy intersection, and yet there still are a few things that are hidden. And it's crazy that we find these, but especially in locations like this. Like, there's a church, a modern church across the street. There's like heavy traffic. There's all kinds of people living around here, and yet still pretty heavy decay, destruction, and even like stuff like this. I don't know if it's going to be going into this little wooded section here, or whether it's been somewhat cleared out. So far, I'm not seeing anything in here, but besides what may be chunks of things, it does look like there might be a hidden geocache though. Will we find another geocache? I think we found another geocache. Hold on. I always have to make sure these are actually geocaches. And once again, I was correct. And this is the only geocache ever to have money in it. It has a dollar bill. I don't know if it's written on or what. No, just a regular dollar bill there. And then our log here. Okay, so we have a few signers here. You can see some people have been here in 2021. There is another ledger here. I think it's actually older, and then somebody actually put a thing of silica gel in it, which I think is kind of funny. Yeah, this ledger is significantly older. Looks like we have some stuff dating all the way back. Oops. To the 2015s, and looks like 2015 is there. Yeah, 2015, 2016. We'll pull out the other one. And this one is even older. Let's see, 2014, 2013. Oh no, 2014. Somebody might have wrote the wrong year. Looks like 2014. And then on the other side here, 2018. So yeah, 2014. But it looks like we've been the first person to touch this. We've been the first people to discover this, I should say, in almost a year now. So we'll go ahead and tuck this stuff safely back inside here, including the dollar. I don't know why somebody left money, but whatever. Some people leave trinkets behind. You kind of leave stuff, you take something. It's kind of the name of the game. So we'll go ahead and throw it right back where it came from, and another geocache down. So these graves are actually kind of hard. Looks like it might be 1870s there, and definitely a big chunk missing. You can see the name would have been above it, but it clearly just says died, and that's all. And then next to it is pretty illegible. I can't really read it at all. There might be something on the other side, and then you can see something, a small chunk standing there, and then it looks like some sort of base stone right here. So not 100% sure. And here's another tree here that's been, it's a different location obviously, but it's been severed and then allowed to just sort of decay in the other tree. Like, how crazy is that? Okay, let's continue around here. Every time I get to this place, I think I might end up with another part. We have a World War II veteran here in 1901 to 1967. So really historic, and a veteran of a major war, obviously. So really interesting bit of history there. Not seeing anything back here. It looks like they've cleared it out pretty well. And this is interesting. So this is actually a member of one of the famous families, but it is not one of the actual celebrities themselves. I don't think. I'm gonna look it up. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. So we'll go into the history a little bit more in the future. But the Badarans were a famous brass band from back in the day, a family brass band. And there's a bottle of something. Oh, that looks like soda or maybe an old beer. And they were really famous around the area, and they were part of another brass band that broke up, and the family just decided they were going to carry on the tradition, and so they kept going. I don't know if this, let's see here, this actually has a bit of history on it. See, John Heath, born in Otis, Berkshire County, Massachusetts in 1799, and then passed away here in Milan Township in Allen County, 1853. Oh wow, so a descendant of William Heath, a Puritan who fled religious persecution in England, arriving in Roxbury, Massachusetts, to later be called Boston, aboard the ship Lion in September 16th, 1632. John Heath was originally an original settler, having purchased land from the Fort Wayne Land Patent Office in 1835 during the presidency of Andrew Jackson. Again, an incredible bit of Indiana history here. And somebody born... What in the world? Okay. Maybe this... Okay, let's say... Born in May of 1799. I had noticed here that this clearly says born January 5th, 1738. And died 1853, which would make them well over 100 years old. And so I think that that's an actual misprint. You can see here 1853, same date of death here, and then 1799 as the date of birth, which is quite the difference. So it's kind of weird that they have listed such drastically difference. The other one we found it was only a few year difference. Huh, very interesting. Somebody else just entered the cemetery there. I'm not sure. That there actually are some new burials here, so I might have a visitor that we need to steer clear of here. And you can see the section marker here of H. Alright, let's see. What is this? I think this is just another section marker here. Yeah, it looks like another H section marker here. And then see, John Calder here, 1881 to 1966. Wow, it really goes right down to the corner. This is very faint. I'm going to try and get, it looks like maybe 1897. And then we have one more here that looks like, yeah, definitely a Civil War veteran, 1844 to 1874. DeGroff McDonald. All right. And right here, that's another one that's really hard to read. It says 1891. And I can't really get the name. You can see age only, it looks like 4 days. Kind of a sad one. And then some unfortunate damage once again on this side here. And that seems to be the last of the corner memorials here. Let's see, Ellen Fetterspield, 1864 to 1950 here, and then Albert, 1891 to 1970. And then here's another Fetterspield here. It's kind of an interesting placement here. 1860 to 1900 of Charles J. And really interesting, another marbled one with the same really cool color, a little bit lighter. It looks like Michael Fetterspield, 1897. And again, a fair amount of poetry or religious quotes, either from the Bible or something else. And here's another Federspiel Mary of 1884. And tons of lichen growth on this, so it's really the main reason why this particular stone is so hard to read right now. And this here is just another impossible one here. So, might be able to find that one with documentation. It does seem that there's a lot of documentation here. So, that is good. And like I said, the one that we found earlier, this said only 70 years. I was able to figure out who that was. So, I'll put that up on the screen at some point. It might be in the historical episode, though. You see World War I here, 1895 to 1950, Harold W. Cope. So, incredible. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought the people were just parked and standing. They're actually visiting, so. Alright. Yeah, I can't really read this one. This one actually looks like, yeah, look at that. It's literally, they accidentally put the whole thing upside down. I can see dyed upside down. I can definitely tell that these are upside down letters. What? How is that right? I mean, I hate to say it, that's one hell of a mistake. Like, somebody just placed this stone completely upside down. And it wasn't some, like, you know, some people do like to make jokes out of their own gravestones. You know, I've seen tons of them where they've, you know, written little jokes on them, or there's been stories about different, like, making fun of the way that they passed or something. But that is definitely just a blatant mistake where they placed a historic memorial upside down. So, really crazy. Alright, let's head the other way here towards the road. Let's see where I can safely cross here. We'll make our way back up again. And I'll read a few on the way down. Now, this is completely unreadable again. Yeah, it's not gonna work. I don't know what happened here, but I'm gonna it looks like an animal must have gotten in. So, that sucks. It's the only thing I could think of. I don't think anybody would do this on purpose. I mean, even if someone were coming to vandalize a place, it seems like such a silly thing to do. So, okay. It was Ida Swank, 1867 to 1924. Really interesting one that we see a lot. And kind of a taller one here. Similar style that we see a lot of, but Dorothy May Stremmel, 1896 to 1923, and really, it's like double thick. You can see one that's similar right here, and yeah, it's pretty much the average size there. That's Elma LeMay, 1884 to 1923, and really an interesting one up here. And I think we're just right down from another Civil War veteran here. But see, Naomi Bruin, 1887 to 1906. Really cool, kind of made to look almost like, I don't know, it's kind of just, I think, made to look like a natural rock. You can see right next to it is exactly that, a natural rock. And then another Civil War veteran right here. You can see a GAR marker here, and with the dates 1861 to just a simple -5 there, meaning 1865, the end of the Civil War. And then we have Elijah LeMay. It's hard to read again. I can't. Looks like maybe. It looks like it says CO2, maybe like Colonel Second, or I don't know if it was Colonel, but it does say Indiana Infantry, 91st Indiana Infantry, excuse me. So yeah, a little difficult to read, but always interesting to see these versions of the markers, because I think they're a lot more historical and may have been put up very, very close to his own passing. Looks like maybe just some initials there, and I can't tell if these are section markers here or if potentially they are markers just made for initials that have been misplaced. And this one here, I can see it just says, does that say 3? Yeah, 3. Oh, is it maybe 3 children? Because you see, it looks like 3 rows of names. See, Carral, Carol, and then AA and MB. Oh, children of AA and MB Carroll. Okay, and you just say, all I can see right here is 3, and I don't know. Okay, there's more information on it. Again, really hard to read. I'm trying to read it off my tiny camera screen right now. I see died 1853, aged 15 years and 5 days. No, 5 months and 10 days, excuse me. And you can see the last name of Corral very clearly there. And it does look like maybe there are some inscriptions here. They're so faded and worn, though, that even if I took the flashlight, I wouldn't be able to get it. However, I did accidentally leave my flashlight in the car. And again, another seeming base stone here. You can see even the little bit of rebar where it has had something there in the past. Now, again, what it would be, I don't know. There